It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all pots, all of them.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Here's Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Gore Readings, Flesh Wound Radio Freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Radio. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya and Pugs Dread, and our very special guest reviewer, Chris McGibbon. First time I've done a video show with you, Chris, in 11 years now, something like that.
We've never done a video show, but
first time.
Yeah, first time. Yep. I'm proud of you. You're learning technology.
I am.
Good for you.
That's been my quarantine thing. Todd's been schooling me on tech, so I'm like a little bit better.
And I haven't pulled all my hair out, so you can see.
I'm gonna be like the lawnmower man, dude, in like another month. This goes another month. It's gonna happen.
The lawnmower man before, not after.
No, after, of course.
You already are before, so that actually makes sense.
I am God here, sir. But anyways, so just right off the bat for you guys, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. We will be answering some Patreon patron questions later. I'm still getting a link down.
It is Patreon.
Yeah, but they're patrons. So technically they would be patron questions, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Patreon questions.
Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures.
He's still learning.
I'm still learning.
I'm trying to help.
I'm a work in progress.
He used to call the people who watch this YouTubers. He didn't get he was the YouTuber. But we finally broke that habit.
I don't know if I agree with that one. Aren't we all YouTubers? If you have a YouTube, aren't we all YouTubers?
Oh, God, now we're going to get technical.
I know. No, that's not the way it works, Dan.
Todd thinks he's better than all our listeners. I think we're YouTubers.
Calm down. We're on YouTube, so I'm going to be good.
Okay.
Wait. Calm down.
Calm down. All right. Well, I'm just saying, I don't think I'm better than people. Cool. Todd thinks he is. He thinks
Your heritage says otherwise, sir.
So why don't you jump into the first review?
We will jump into the first review. That's savage. That's just mean.
Did somebody fart? Was that a fart?
I heard that too. I was no selling it.
Oh, not on this end.
That was his hat. That was his hat rumbling.
Could be.
Did you guys see that meme online of the kid who's being homeschooled saying, "Ew, somebody farted in class. Who was it?"
No.
It's a picture of the kid with the other kid wearing a headset, looking that all serious at the computer.
That's funny.
All right. Well, on that note, our first review for this evening is a zombie film called Blood Quantum from director Jeff Barnaby. The dead are coming back to life outside, but in the isolated Migak Reserve of Red Crow, the indigenous inhabitants are immune to the zombie plague. Trailer, the tribal sheriff, must protect his son's pregnant girlfriend. Apocalyptic refugees and reserve riffraff from the hordes of walking white corpses. A Shudder original. All right. So, special guests obviously have to go first. Chris, for people that aren't aware, that don't remember the Creep Show radio days and the Horror Theater radio days. Chris is who I started out with in radio, and is I guess we could say a zombie scholar. I think it'd be fair enough.
Yeah.
You probably know more about zombies than anybody I know.
I feel like I owe everybody an apology for unleashing Dan on the world, but we'll talk about that later.
Introducing him to me.
No. In all seriousness, What was that?
I really wanted an apology for you introducing us.
I know, right? I know for that too. I did that too. We started Horror Theater Radio, Jesus Christ, over a decade ago, and Dan was so unsure about whether or not he could even do a podcast. He had no clue how to do one, what it took to do one, and I was like, oh, you just pick up the phone and you just dial a number. You've got knowledge of horror movies. It's fine. Just come on in. And he did one show, and I remember the night we did that one show, he called me all nervous that he had fucked it all up, and I was like, dude, you were fine. It was great. And then it just got easier. I mean, and now here you are. So you're like my own little
pet project.
No, I was going to say like a tumor that I cut off eventually, but I mean, that's it. No.
Lyle and a hat.
Yeah, there you go. I forgot your baskets in the back. But no, I'm actually very happy you guys stuck with this and kept it going.
Yeah.
It's great. So
what do you think about Blood Quantum? I'm very curious.
Oh, I actually got to talk about a movie. Okay. So I watched this with a friend of mine who is very sympathetic to the plight of Native Americans and the tribulations that they faced, and she was blown away by the realistic representation of what it's like on a reservation. It was a plantation. Jesus Christ. On the reservation, between the drug addiction and the poverty aspect of it, and it's the small, the kind of small, close-knit community, everybody knowing everybody. In the opening, I'd say like 25 minutes of the movie or so, I guess it's only the opening, I guess the first act, they really set up some amazing things, like the woman eating her baby both made us go, what the fuck? Like, that made us both pause. And the chainsaw to the back of the zombie's head was we both clapped, and then all of a sudden it flashes forward to 6 months later, and we're like, oh, fuck, I kind of wish we could have seen more of how they fought back. I kind of wish we had gotten a little more of that. But then, things picked up, and I mean, it's a really well-made movie. As far as zombie movies go, it's probably, I mean, there hasn't been a lot in the last few years. I guess this year, the only thing we have to compare it to is Corona Zombie. So, bravo. They actually made a movie here. I really liked this one. I really did. I was very impressed with the actors. The gore was fantastic. The zombies were great. I loved the characters. I was really rooting for them to all make it. A couple of minor hiccups throughout the movie that I thought could have been fleshed out a little better. But overall, I really did. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I really like... there are some examples. They're not always great, stuff like Scalps. But like, there aren't enough like Native American themed horror movies in general. And I think this was pretty fascinating. I mean, you've seen a lot of it before, but a new, fresh setting like this, I think, does wonders. They don't make a huge point of it, but the fact that it took place in the 80s, I think, kind of helped, with the whole, why don't they just pick up a cell phone kind of angle. And I do also want to throw out Michael Grey Eyes for those of you who watch Fear the Walking Dead. Not the first time he's tangled with zombies before. But man, an almost completely Native American cast. I mean, that's very, very unique. And
yeah,
and I liked sort of the fact that for whatever reason they the Indians couldn't get infected. I thought that, yeah, you've seen some of it before, but from this cultural perspective, I thought, man, that was really unique. I was surprised. I kind of thought, oh, okay, this is just going to be another. Lately, a lot of the zombie stuff I've watched is kind of average, just, okay, forgettable. I dug this a lot. Pugs, what did you think?
Like Chris said, when the lady started eating the baby or whatever the hell that was going on there, I sat up, I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing. Cool.
Yeah.
And for a treat.
Yeah.
And it kept me entertained for the most part. There was one unnecessary turn, I guess, but it had to go somewhere. That kind of took me out. I'm like, oh, this is more interesting when they were a team, but we got to do something. I really do like most of the characters, though. Was it the old grandfather or the uncle? The guy with the sword?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That guy is the man.
Yeah.
Give him his own spin-off.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, the way the movie looks is very pretty and very dark, very gorgeous. I loved it.
Is it eerie that we have a character named Lysol in this?
It's strange. There's that line the guy has too, where about the Earth being alive and how he was saying that the Earth maybe just forgot about them and it was tired of everyone else's shit. And it's kind of like that was very poignant.
Yeah.
Right now, anything dealing with an apocalyptic scenario or a virus or an illness is going to be very close to home for a lot of people, So right now, but it's just so like I obviously I think this movie was being made before all this started, but
oh yeah,
it's and I don't remember. I saw the trailer for it a few months ago, and I don't think it had a release date yet. But I remember seeing the trailer and going, I really want to see this. I hope it comes out soon. And then I found out Shudder was going to put it out, and they didn't have a release date. I think they said they were going to put it out in May, and then all of a sudden they just popped it out in March or no, April. Yes, it is May. Is it in May? It's May. Fuck. May. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put it out when they said they were going to. Never. See, I don't even know what fucking month it is.
I hear you. I don't know what day it is right now half the time.
So. It is May the 4th. It is Star Wars Day, people. It's a holiday for people like me.
That's why I blocked it out.
How dare you, sir?
Okay.
But yeah, it's gore factor. Fucking A. I
very
recommend this highly. So, what did you think, Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm probably kind of closer with Plugs. I really enjoyed it, but there was aspects of it I was like, all right. But for something that was I've seen a lot of this before, it wasn't like I was bored. It was still really entertaining, and the gore was cool. It was cool seeing mostly all Indian cast, Native American, if you want to be a baby about it. I'm gonna get heat for that one, but unlike Dan, I'm actually really part Indian.
So am I. I can prove it.
Okay,
my child can get into Indian colleges and schools.
Oh wow!
So when you say that, you can come talk to me over there, white man.
John, you can keep your scalp. It's okay.
Yeah,
it says Pugs as he drinks out of a Confederate flag cup. Stop right there. I was just about to say if Dan was any whiter, he'd be clear. Then fucking Pugs picks up the cup, and I'm like, nah, I can't. This is too much. I can't let that one go.
Well, so no sell it. No one told him.
Whoops.
It's all right. I lost my train of thought.
Do I have to do it while Todd gets his thought back? For you audio listeners, Pugs is a black person, and he's being funny. That is ironic. So for you audio people,
how do you know it's ironic? He's our.
I could be from the South. I am from Southern California.
there you go.
Nah, see, I was going Clayton Bixby, but.
Oh.
Okay, one thing Dan forgot to mention was this was when we all were picking a Shudder movie again. I think I told him to do it at the top, and this was Pug's pick. So we'll see who picked the best movie this week.
At the end, that'll be a thing for these shows. But I should say we didn't see them beforehand, so just So
yes. Roll the dice.
Roll of the dice. So yeah, no, I do. I think anything from a different cultural perspective tends to be interesting. I think it was years ago now. Hell's Ground. I think it was a Pakistani zombie flick. You do something like, okay, familiar ground, but from a totally different viewpoint. And that to me makes it really, really fascinating. And I did think it was funny Michael Grey Eyes stars in this thing because he is on Fear the Walking Dead.
I do think, because that was something even like the Dead that actually, believe it or not, now is 10 years old.
Yeah,
I found that out. I didn't find it out, but I realized that the other day that holy fuck, that movie's been out for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing with that movie was that it took place in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that it necessarily did anything different. It was that it was taking place in an area that no one had ever attempted to film a movie before. And the same thing with the sequel was it took place in India, and there weren't a lot of zombie movies that were in India. So the cultural differences and the ideas that you can get from doing some of these movies in different locations and different areas that you can implement into them really helps them stand out from just something that's taking place in middle America somewhere.
Yeah.
Where, nobody, or even in the UK where there's been, an influx of zombie movies coming from there. After Shaun of the Dead, it seemed like there was a good steady stream of them for a little while. That's actually where a lot of zombie movies were coming from. And then that market died out. And then it was like, okay, now where else can we go? And this one, like I said, it genuinely surprised me. There were some scenes where I was like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe they just did that.
Yeah.
And some deaths that actually surprised me too. People dying in the movie that I was like, oh, I really didn't expect this person to go out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that there is, I think, the issue that you all had with it, I took issue with as well. There's one character who kind of becomes not a very good person, and it just seems to happen all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a little bit of a build up to it, but there's not enough where it's justified, and that's something I wish they could have fleshed out a bit more. Mm-hmm. If they had spent maybe another 5-10 minutes, because even the people helping him don't seem that upset with the way things are. They're just there surviving too, because there's a couple people who do help this guy out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like now it's like these 3 or 4 people have always been pissed off about the way things are, but they don't even give you that sense. Even there's one character, really, I was like, really, that guy's helping them? Because he has one of the best scenes in the movie when with the thing with the combine and the bridge. I was like, fuck yeah, that's amazing. And I loved how happy he was for doing that. But it's just like, and then all of a sudden he's evil. I guess, I don't know. It kind of threw me for a loop there, but
yeah, it's kind of like the camp counselors burn Jason's toast, and then he just decides, oh, these motherfuckers have to die now. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually that's fairly accurate, actually.
No, I had a blast with this, and I have to say, Shudder in general, there's not a lot of crap on there. So any of you that aren't at least taking advantage of the free trial, you should. And we're not sponsored by Shudder or anything, but I just say in general, there's not a lot of shit on Shudder. Their originals. We've had a couple, kind of blah ones, but
yeah, your last pick.
I didn't see it before.
What was the falling back on that? You read the description, it was like, yes.
What was the last pick?
It was.
What was it?
Dogs
Don't Wear Pants was a good movie. It just wasn't a horror film.
Which one? What was it called?
It was a BDSM movie called Dogs Don't Wear Pants. It's on Shudder.
Dan's a
I'm not at all.
Dan's a bottom.
I'm not at all. I'm not at all shocked that Dan picked that. Okay.
It was bad. Interesting. I thought it was going to have a little bit of a horror, but it was a finish. Yeah, I mean,
it was bad.
I was entertained by it. I liked it.
Shudder also has that movie, The Room, not the Tommy Wiseau movie, but the other. And that one didn't. It had some horror elements, but very, very It was very loose.
Yeah.
I would very loosely call that a horror film.
That's
Yeah,
the one.
it was.
That's the one
Yeah.
I picked last time. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
disappointed. It was
Yeah.
fine.
I don't
but-
think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was an interesting story, but I'm like, there's nothing scary about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this problem can very easily be solved. Once shit really starts getting bad, it's like, oh, just go into the room and tell it all to go away, and it'll all go away.
Yeah.
Like, problem solved. It's like introducing time travel into a movie, which I always say is like the worst thing you can do,
Yeah.
because once you introduce time travel, it's like, well, now you can just go back and solve the problem, stop it from happening, and you're done. End of movie. You know,
or just say, I wish nobody else could walk in this room or see the door. Yeah, I mean,
something, anything. You could really fix that problem pretty easily.
But no, all right. So what do we say? What do you say on Blood Quantum, Chris? What do you rate it?
What's the rating? You guys go up to 5 still?
1 to 5. Yeah.
So how you do? I'd probably give it a really solid 4. Like I said, there was a lot of it. A lot of it I liked. I think the issues I had with it were just that some things were not as fleshed out as I probably would have liked. There are some characters that I think deserved a little more screen time for, to give more emphasis to their actions. And then I also feel like for as much time as we spent with the lead character, we didn't really get to know him too well.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of feels like we just sort of ran with what type of character he was because we've seen that type of character in so many movies. We could identify that he's a good guy. We want to see him,
Mm-hmm.
we want to see him be in charge of everything and survive. But even like the character, like the grandfather, he's the first character we see in the movie. He pops in again, and then all of a sudden he's wielding a samurai. So I was like, yeah, this fucking guy is awesome. We need more of him, And I think maybe that was probably that's not even a bad quality to have. The movie has so many great characters, you just want to see more of them.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like this would have really benefited from being like a 6-hour miniseries versus a 90-minute movie. I think if this had a lot more time to flesh things out, I think a lot more people would be talking about it. I do see people who are watching it on social media, but they seem to be thinking along the same lines, like that it was good, but like there were some things that were a little too rushed. But I was highly entertained, and as a longtime zombie fan, I mean, I saw stuff, that shocked me, that surprised me. I mean, like I said, the zombie, the eating the baby, and the chainsaw through the back of the head coming out the front, I mean, that was fucking glorious.
Yeah.
And the Combine thing, and even the last character, one of the characters who gets killed, the way he's killed. The gore was awesome. The bites and the gut tear, it was like, this is exactly what you want out of a zombie movie. So, with that said, I have to give it a 4.
Before I rate it, I want to say perfect prequel to this for me would be to go back a few hundred years, and actually do a zombie film with, early Native Americans. Now that would be interesting.
You want to kill us all again, don't you, Dan?
It's messed up. Way back. It would just be the Native Americans and the
Wouldn't
zombies.
it be like 100 years ago, though?
Well, you know what's worse? What's making that work? You know what makes that statement worse, though, Todd? It's the fact that Dan is wearing that hat.
Right.
He's a white guy in what looks like a cowboy hat, and we're talking about going back to the Native American slaughter by cowboys. So it's like, this is just stacking up. And Pugs has got the fucking Confederate cup. Like, let's just keep rolling this out. Like, guys, come on.
It has to be like where there would be no evidence of them left.
That
So
they never
it would have
existed?
to be several hundred. The zombies, not them.
I heard evidence of Native Americans too. It's like, shit, he's just fucking taking a dark turn, motherfucker.
That's messed up. I'm a 4.5. So yes, much respect. I love this movie. Best zombie movie I've seen in a long time.
I was expecting a 2.5 out of you, Dan. Just to piss off Chris.
No, that's your job.
No, I'm a 4. I'm with you on this one.
Yep. 4 for me as well. That one baby just got me super excited, and everything fell into place. Minus that one fucking hiccup. But maybe it took place in that 6-month jump.
Were you a little nervous when it opened up with like zombie salmon? I was like, oh, what is this?
You know what? At first I thought, okay, that's interesting. Zombie animals, are they going to have like a zombie bear in this fucking movie? Like, so missed opportunity. But the bullshit was, see, like, we were like 7 minutes in and they have to kill the dog. I'm like, guys, we're fucking 7 minutes into this when you're already killing dogs. Like, I'm like, nah, we got, like, this better be it. And then the fucking dog comes back and they have to kill it again. I'm like, I told you this better be it. So
it didn't soften the blow that it was the same dogs, at least not, it wasn't dogs in general.
Right, yeah, it wasn't multiples, yeah, but I'm just like, motherfucker, like that. I know we can't keep dealing with this, but yeah.
No, yeah. So guys, definitely check this one out. And I don't know if it's still the code, but try Shudder 30, I think is a code. So if you're not getting your free month, might as well. You don't have much else to do for a little bit. So
is the code shut-in still working? It was SHUTIN. They did it for when they first announced.
30 days have passed already, but it might work. It might have carried it over.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about Shudder, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud because if I do, it's going to seem like I'm intentionally ripping them off, but I'm not. I signed up for a free trial for them before, and they forgot to bill me for like 4 months.
I was like,
I never got a charge, and then all of a sudden they just turned my account off and told me to re-sign up again. They didn't even try to charge me for the 4 months that I had it.
I had the same thing happen to me too. So.
Yeah, I was like, should I call them and let them know that I'm not paying for this? But I never used it, so I just kind of figured, well, maybe that's why I'm not paying for it because I didn't use it. I don't fucking know.
I didn't notice until the charge showed up. Oh.
Well, they can't bill you 40 all at once like that, I don't think. So
I did the yearly thing.
Or whatever.
It would have been 20, yeah.
20.
I like it. I like having it, honestly. I found some good stuff on there. Some of their original content. Like I said, I enjoyed The Room, and I really like this. The other thing I like about them is eventually this stuff makes it out on physical media. It does make it out to Blu-ray or DVD. They're not holding on to it for dear life. It just takes a few months, but
yeah,
I'm okay with that. So I like that I'll be able to own this at some point.
Yeah. Some of them are BDR, some of them are not. It's interesting how they do it. But
it's because Shudder doesn't really own their content. They sign deals, so it's on the distributor how it comes out. It's not like Netflix originals, because you'll see like
Netflix pisses me off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, the one thing, Chris, there's a lot of region-free overseas of stuff that's Netflix.
Yeah, no, I know it's been a thing for a while, but one of the movies I'm looking forward to the most that Netflix is putting out is Army of the Dead, because it's Zack Snyder's supposedly, and this is rumored, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but it was supposedly his original concept for a Dawn of the Dead sequel to his Dawn of the Dead. And that they went and changed it. They had to change more of it for it to be this, but it's the idea. And, we never got a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. So I'm like, oh, great, this will be great to see it. Then I'm like, oh, it's a Netflix original. It means I'll never fucking be able to own it. I'll just have to keep Netflix if I want to watch it. So
I hope that's in post right now, and we'll get it sooner rather than later. I haven't really followed that in a while, but hopefully they've already shot.
He posted stuff about it on Vero, but I haven't been on there in a long time. I don't know what stage it's at, but I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I'm checking post. But well, Chris, I know you didn't see the others, but thank you for joining us tonight. You'll have to come back on more often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was interesting.
We were a little more well behaved than we used to be.
Little bit.
That's because we can see each other.
Well, no,
you can see the look. You can see the look on my face when something said that I don't like.
Oh, that's what makes it
a little different.
Yeah, seeing Dan's like open mouth is pretty hysterical when something is said.
Which is mostly the reason why I drop like hard N-bombs and stuff. His face is priceless. You gotta look for those. It's great.
I feel like the fact that Todd likes Dan with an open mouth really scares me. So
you were the one talking about zombie bears. I'm just gonna say it now.
I was the fucking animal kind, you douchebag. But there was a Native American bear in this movie. There were several of them. There were some very well. Oh, speaking of which, before I go, did you guys happen to notice an actor, a familiar actor in this besides the guy from Fear the Walking Dead? There was another actor that you guys should have recognized.
Oh,
No.
I mean, I don't think so.
So the older Native American, the one who is in the combine, who's in the church talking before, they're gonna do their plan. That's Bob from Demon Knight.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the idiot cop from Demon Knight. Because I was looking at him and I was like, that guy looks so familiar. And then I looked it up, and there he was. And I was like, no shit, it's fucking Bob, and he's an asshole in this movie. God damn it.
I did not notice that at all. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you go. So there's your. But thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. And
absolutely.
As always, stay safe. I'm gonna go upstairs and put my I got VHS covers I folded, and now I got to put them all together. So it's gonna be my night for the rest of the night. So.
Do you have anything you want to hype before you leave?
No. Oh well, no, I do. I have a new group on Facebook called the Horror Crew. It's a virtual meetup group. We do virtual weekly meetings. We're on Discord right now. We're trying a couple of different platforms out. Discord is the first one we're going to run with because it's free.
You have to figure it out.
And you can have up to 150 people in a room at once, which I don't foresee happening because that's just anarchy to have 150 people in one room trying to discuss the same thing at the same time. It would just be all over each other. But so far, the group is growing pretty steadily. There seems to be a pretty active community in there. We're trying to be a little different than other horror groups. We're trying to discuss a lot of things that are on people's mind, get people's mind off of what's going on in the outside world today, because for the last 2 months, for all of us, it's been nothing but this virus. And, for me, the idea sort of stemmed from having a conversation with somebody about horror movies and losing track of 2 hours, and then just going, wow, it's been a long time since I've done that. And then kind of feeling like I need more of this. And I think more people would want it too. So check us out. It's simple. The Horror Crew. We're on Facebook. You just got to answer a couple of standard questions to get in. We got a great group of moderators over there that'll take care of you if you need anything or have any questions. But it's pretty straightforward. We're also running contests too. I have a contest that I started called Chopped the Horror Edition, where I give members 5 ingredients to make a horror film. And those ingredients can be anything from a director, a specific actor, a song, location, type of enemy that the characters are facing. This week is Vampires, Daycare, Prove Your Love by Taylor Dane. That's the song that has to be in the movie. Directed by Rob Zombie, and the actress Betty White has to be in it.
Fuck yeah.
So that's the wild card, is Betty White. You have to find a role for Betty White to play in the movie. Directed by Rob Zombie, featuring vampires and a daycare.
She's got to be Captain Spaulding's mom. I just want to hear her just go, "Oh, mama, fuck your sister." I just want to see her.
I mean, I'll never be able to do it now, but there was a period in time where I actually really seriously suggested trying to make a movie featuring Betty White fighting zombies. It was going to take place in like a trailer park, and it was going to be about grandmothers protecting like their grandkids from a swarm of the undead, and Betty White was going to be like their leader. And I was looking at all these different older actresses, and I was like, I could totally I think she'd be totally down for this. If I can get her to say yes, and I can get everybody else to say yes. But now she's like 103 and can't move, and I don't want to risk it. So it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Just for the action, gets the walker and. Just I don't know, but Chris,
Super Players, I think she'd still do it, But anyway, all right, guys.
All right,
I don't want to bogart your show, but thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Later.
There we go, Chris McGibbon. Hopefully, we didn't traumatize him too much. So, moving on to our next film for the evening, which was actually my pick, my blind pick.
You have to make sure you know it was blind if it sucks.
No, I don't. Well, I don't assume.
I didn't say that, but it was a blind pick.
Yeah, we'll decide at the end. All right, so this film is from It's Beelzebub I should say it's not Beelzebub. I'm not stupid. It's just I think it's pronounced Beelzebub. directed by Emilio Portes. On the U.S.-Mexico border, Special Agent Emmanuel Ritter leads a police investigation into a series of shocking deaths involving young children. When a priest from the Vatican links the ancient demon Beelzebub to the murders, a descent into horror ensues. From director Emilio Portes, Beelzebub is a dark, terrifying new work of demonic possession. Another Shudder original. All right, so I'll tackle it first since I picked it. Why not? I will own it. So this movie's it's kind of a tale of two films in a way, because it starts off really dark and pretty twisted from a lot of bad things happen to children in this one, and not what you would think centering on a religious horror movie. Just they get fucked up more than
then take off the other.
So number one, what kind of horror movie can you not love where Tobin Bell looks like Schlack? You've got to dig that shit. It's pretty heartbreaking at first. I mean, the scene, I'll just say there's a scene in a nursery. Let your mind wander there. That was like, oh, wow, okay, this one's not fucking around.
Right.
And it kind of builds. I mean, there's a shooting. There's some very like taboo sort of things that go down early on, and then it kind of morphs, and it's not a bad thing, but it kind of morphs into, I don't want to say a supernatural action flick, but it definitely, the pace kind of picks up. They introduce this paranormal forensics division, and they tie in the demon hunting and everything. So it's definitely a tale of two films. I'll elaborate a little bit more, but what did you think, Todd? Did you like this one?
I liked a lot of the elements. See, you should know when we get into the religious stuff, I kind of check out. It's not my thing. But this one had enough going on. I was interested. Like the nursery scene got me to pay attention. And there was enough going throughout it that I was entertained. This one is a little bit weaker though for me because of the religious aspects.
Okay. What'd you think, Pugs?
Well, I absolutely adored the first half. Like, I wish it would have stuck to that tone. When they take that shift, I'm like, okay, let's get Hellboy in this and let's start having fun. But yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, man, that first half though. Yeah. And then like it's mostly subtitled in that half, and I'm just like extra focused, and it's super serious with some comedy elements, but but they went there, and I was in for it, and then they just kind of turned into action thriller type deal, which is still cool because Tobin Bell fucking rocks. Not like the Schlack line. That left hand tattoo is pretty badass. Yeah. It reminded me like more of a if Hellbenders only had one person that took it serious. You guys seen Hellbenders, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. That was perfect tone for this one. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I do. I really. I mean, really, like I said, though, from that first half, I'm like, okay, this one's going to be a fucked up extreme horror film. I don't know if being that there is the tone shift, if it qualifies as an extreme horror film, but it still brings the gore. I mean, we have a crucifixion. We have one moment where we get Jesus coming back, but not in the way you might think.
The ceramic, that was creepy. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I dug the hell out of this movie. I had a lot of fun. It's a little bit longer. It runs close to 2 hours, but I had a really good time with it. I really liked the lead actor, Joaquin Casio, who played Emmanuel, I thought particularly he handled some of the emotional stuff really, really well and really realistic. He didn't overplay or underplay. And I should say, this isn't just a Tobin Bell cameo. He is actually in a good deal of the latter half of the film. So probably one of the better post-Saw things I've seen him in. And yeah, I highly recommend this one. I was impressed. I really was. I give it a 4. I really dug it. Might drag a little bit towards the end, but I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I think Pugs nailed it. Like, more serious hellbenders with a like what the fuck kind of beginning with some taboo breaking. What say you, Todd?
I'm a 3. I enjoyed enough of it, but yeah, it's not my favorite of the night.
Ceramic Jesus triggered Todd.
No, I actually like that part, but
did you want him to become like Godzilla and just like start like smashing? Jesus, smash!
Okay, that would have popped for that.
I'm a 3.5. I really just want more of the first half. If it would have been all first half, this could have been a 5.
Okay, sweet. All right, so that is Beelzebub. Moving on to our next film of the evening, which is Todd's pick, and that is Sam Was Here, which is from director Christophe Deroux. And I believe this is one of the newer ones. I could be wrong on that, but all right. So director
somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere, yeah. But it's probably new to you. Director Christophe Deroux. All right, Sam's having a bad trip home. There's nobody at any rest stops, and his wife won't take his calls. When his car breaks down, Sam steps out and sees a strange red light in the sky. Things quickly go from bad to worse when masked maniacs soon start hunting him, insisting that he's a killer who's been menacing the locals. As Sam struggles to repel his attackers, he must unravel the mystery of what's happening to him before it's too late. Like an episode of Black Mirror if it was directed by the spawn of David Lynch and Rob Zombie, Sam Was Here traps viewers inside a gruesome waking nightmare from which there is no escape. All right, Todd, what say you? It was your pick.
It was my pick, and I'm glad I did. I wasn't expecting the tone or the style we got, although the Lynch comment should have kind of put it in my brain. Mm-hmm. But I was just kind of like, what the fuck's going on? for a bit of it. And even still, I'm just like, okay. But I really don't even know how I feel about it yet. I enjoyed it. It was weird, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Well, it's not that confusing. I mean, obviously a Todd wiped out the whole town, and that's how it goes.
I saw it twice, and I'm still confused. I thought I missed something. I'm like, did I fall asleep? What the fuck happened? But first off, let's start with the music.
Yeah.
I fucking love the soundtrack to this. It's fucking awesome. So that put me in a mood. Just like this weird 80s techno synth shit. Badass. Yeah. And also it's very dirty. So good on the Rob Zombie comment.
Yeah.
But the David Lynch stuff, I'm at a loss. Because it was cool. But I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's David Lynch.
Yeah. Because again, like I thought I missed something. I'm like, no,
yeah,
I got everything. Because again, I saw it twice. They're being silly.
It's definitely kind of ambiguous in a lot of ways. I actually really dug it. I would have thrown in a way the Hitcher in there as well. That's a one you could kind of compare it to.
I think if you did, though, people would have a different expectations from it. I was actually thinking it's good they didn't.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I will say this: I was fixed to my screen. There was once or twice where I did rewind because I was like, all right, maybe I better save this one till tomorrow. Maybe I'm zoning on something, but I wasn't. It's
funny. We were all like that.
It's pretty badass, matching of wits though with some of the things he encounters. It's David Lynch is another tough one because that definitely fits, but I don't know if you quite. I mean, it's not Eraserhead level surrealism here. I could kind of give my theories on some stuff, but honestly, I don't think it necessarily matters. It's just a film maybe you'll watch and talk about a little bit. It also gets pretty savage at times. I'm trying not. You can't really spoil this movie, but nonetheless, I am trying to be a little bit vague about things. But I love another one. Honestly, this is like a weird review because I'm just comparing different things. I would also say Dead End with Ray Weiss and Lin Shaye. I kind of like that sort of Twilight Zone, where the fuck am I, what's going on kind of vibe. And maybe some of you won't be satisfied with the answers you get, but hey, it held my interest. And I thought, I'll just say, the character that they only ever showed from the back, very creepy the way they managed to do that. There was just something at the end there where it was just like, ooh, okay, this is getting intense. I dug it. I don't know necessarily what the fuck was exactly going on, but I don't know if I needed to. I mean, it worked. What do you rate it, guys?
What did you say that yours was?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, I'll go first then. I am a 3.
Okay. I'm a little more generous. I'm giving it a 3.5.
I'm gonna go 3.5 too. I can't let that sound go. That was perfect.
Yeah,
and
I know.
It is an extended Twilight Zone episode with an awesome soundtrack. So
yeah,
it's probably a recommendation to say that I will watch this again at some point.
I've seen it. I saw it twice.
Okay.
Oh, which Twilight Zone, Pugs?
Oh, what? Like it's got to be a colored one.
I want to see.
Not the colored one.
You need to star in an episode where it's like Jordan Peele on the wing of the plane and nobody believes you, Pugs. That's how.
I hope we go into the fucking Twin Towers. Well, I told you guys that's what I thought they were going with it, right? When we did that review.
Yeah.
Like, much better would that have been?
Wow. Okay.
All right. So now we all have to pick one. What does that mean?
God, this was a tough group of films to pick.
Not for me.
I would go Blood Quantum.
Pugs is the winner.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Pugs pick? I mean, I'm picking.
Did he eat a baby? Blood Quantum.
Yeah. All interesting films, though.
Although the stabbings of the what have yous. Yeah, Blood Quantum. All right, I got one.
Yes, we got to do another one.
This was one of those weeks where, honestly, there was nothing bad, and I do kind of want to watch Sam Was Here Again because I was way better.
And we still have one more, so now they know it's not bad.
There you go. No, I was only counting Shudder. This isn't part of the bet, so who knows? Maybe we like this one even better than the Shudder. Okay. This one wasn't bet oriented, so
it's a brand new VOD release.
Brand new VOD release. Apparently, some of you might have seen it in the theater.
Well, the drive-in, but
drive-in, yeah.
That's still a fucking theater. God damn it! It counts.
You said in the theater. You don't go in the drive-in.
I never sit in the car. I sit outside.
You're not allowed.
You can't right now.
Yeah. We're gonna be 10 feet away from each other. Hey, as long as I can drink and smoke in there, I'll be fine.
that fuck Dan just gave was genuine. Fuck.
You didn't think about it.
California. All right.
You know, that's everywhere. That's not a California.
Yeah.
We have like one drive-in open, maybe two.
There
All
might
right.
be
Anyway,
more popping up though, because apparently it was packed and everyone had a good time. So
drive-ins will, I think, continue to make a comeback. I mean, they kind of have to be specific.
I don't know about comeback. That's hard because land is so valuable.
True.
I think maybe we'll see some more pop-ups, but
Yeah, you'll have more. I think it's actually not a bad. I know somebody that's thinking.
Honestly, all the ones that they turned into fucking swap meets, it's not very hard to retrofit them to play movies again.
There you go.
I just thought about the Halloween Hollywood Forever Cemetery screenings. Holy shit. Cinespia.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do.
There you go.
They're gonna have
Well, I did make a decision. I'm like, I'm going to skip it this year. And now I have to. Motherfucker.
Well, they can put people 6 feet apart. They have some way less tickets.
The 6 feet apart and 6 feet under spectacular. Boom! I have just made you guys fucking rich.
Damn,
all right.
Bigger.
So,
look at the poster, Dan. Read the goddamn description.
I'm reading the goddamn description, sir. All right. So, our next film from co-directors Brett Pierce and Drew T. Pierce is The Wretched. A defiant teenage boy struggling with his parents' imminent divorce faces off with a 1,000-year-old witch who is living beneath the skin of and posing as the woman next door. All right. So this one's brand spanking new. Pugs, I'll tag you in first. What did you think?
I think this movie looks awesome. It's a gorgeous looking movie.
Uh-oh.
But mostly, mostly I had problems with this movie. I think if the kid would have been younger, I would have cared more. Or if he would have been older, I would have cared more. If they got him at a really certain age, where I'm just like, fuck this kid. Yeah, so if they were like the age of the cast from It, I think I would have cared. It was okay. I got really not much. I went in. Maybe my expectations were way too high because the cover looks cool. They have this gnarly witch symbol, fucking cool bovine fucking skull. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get into it. I mean, there's some kinder trauma and danger, but there's and I don't want to shit on a twist, but there's like something I don't feel was earned at all. But even given that, I don't feel like I wasted my time. My expectations weren't met.
Yeah, well, number one, this movie gave me major Fright Night flashbacks, and in this case, it's not good because Fright Night is by far a more superior movie. I mean, this is kind of, I guess you would say, like a rural seaside Fright Night. I had a good time with it. It's very been there, done that. And again, I keep going back to Fright Night with this one because at the same time, I would say the villain here is no Chris Sarandon. Not as well defined as she could have been. There are some suspenseful moments. Pugs, I think you kind of nailed it with the age of the kid because he's basically an adult. So I think a lot would have played better.
17 and he showed his ass. I'm uncomfortable.
His age was annoying fucking teenager. That was his age.
That was his age, yes. Hormonal.
I remember when mine was that age, I wanted to beat his ass.
So you were triggered.
Actually, didn't bother me. I was just like, fucking kids. That's why, like, when he's like talking shit on his dad's, poo tank.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she kind of lets it go.
Well,
fucking teenagers.
She's colored. She's cute. You can do better, Dad.
Goddamn. Yeah, this is a weird one because I mean, again, I don't want to make it sound like I hate it. It's not a horrible movie. It's entertaining, but there was nothing particularly original about it. I mean, there's some twists and turns. I mean, it held my interest. The witch looks cool. You know, pretty good designs, not too much like horrible CG or anything to bog it down. Is it worth the watch? Yeah, honestly, it probably is. It's kind of it's slightly above average, but it's super predictable. Very been there, done that, and it's so similar. The premise is just so similar. You know, next door neighbor's a witch sort of deal. And I agree. I think if it was a younger kid, it would have played a lot better than this did. And yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm sure the actor was 18 or above, but yeah, 17, and then you got a nude scene. Little bizarre. But we also get to see the witch.
Other kids, dude, like we never got anything from them. The assholes.
I was like, they're just like, okay, token assholes, and they don't really factor into anything. They're just stop focusing on.
That bothered me. Kick their fucking ass.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even at the end or something, just have them like break the fucker's nose or something, but they just kind of disappear from the story. It's not even. I would almost say like they almost eliminate like the really young potential fans that might like it, because it is, like I said, there is some nudity, which, you know, hey, those witch tits and, well, actually the witch ass, I think, is all we really got to see. Not gonna complain about that. But yeah, I was thinking like this feels like this should have been retooled a little more Stranger Things vibe.
Yeah, but see, then the problem is you're gonna be like, oh, it's another one, because there's too many that are starting to do that.
But it would have played better because, like you said, you just want to smack the 17-year-old. The actor was fine, just in general. It's like you said, it's just that age.
Yeah, but then it really would have been Fright Night again too.
Yeah, but I still think it would have been better because the comparisons are there regardless.
They are, but that's just us. I think there's a lot of people.
Well, yeah,
there's an audience for it.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
You have to remember we're how many decades deep in horror. So
yeah, that's true. So I think
it should all have been Native American. It would have been way better.
There you go. It would have been.
I like this, I think, more than you two. I will, full disclosure, it was the first movie I did with the new surround system.
Oh,
it sounded really good. So,
Cherry.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So
it's not bad.
Yeah, but it's yeah. But overall, I give it a 3.5.
Okay. What say you, Pugs?
I was going back and forth between a 2.5 and a 3. I'm gonna stick with my original get. 2.5. It's just I think there's an audience for it. It's just not me. I wanted more.
Yeah, I'm 2.5 too. It's a solid one-time watch, but it's one of those movies you probably won't watch again. And it should have been a little more endearing. I don't know. So 2.5.
Can we talk spoilers for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, because that's it.
Okay,
so spoiler warning.
Fucking the reveal of the brother.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck is that? The reason why I want to watch, I kind of want to watch it again to see if it like makes sense. Because that little clip we got, I'm like, really? Okay, I guess I'll just go with it right now. But I don't know if this was earned.
Right.
So
yeah, I was trying to think how it made sense too, and then I felt like, nah, I'm not digging this enough to rewind it at that point.
That's where I felt too, and I'm like, I should probably watch it again. Maybe someone, can't even have guests over. Like, maybe someone want to watch it. And like, okay, let's see it again.
Yeah, even the very ending too, with the flower and everything. I was like, Oh
yeah, the fake flower. I don't get it. But
so she couldn't get it because she's the witch now.
They can't touch flowers?
No, you don't remember when she first walks into the house? The flowers die as she goes in.
Flowers
Yeah.
died. Good call. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was supposed to be. Maybe other people get more out of it. I don't know. Like I said, this is not some shit film by any means. It's just that's a bit.
Yeah, I totally get the 2.5.
Yeah.
So
Watch The
there you
Witch.
go. Always.
that's
always.
Plug's answer to everything, though.
Fuck yeah.
We need
My go-to.
We need a sequel where like Black Phillip actually like is fucking some of the cult bitches there. You have to prove your
reality, Dan.
You have
But if
to
it-
prove your loyalty to Black Phillip.
Calm down, White Shaft.
All right. Actually, I'd watch that. You have to prove your loyalty to Black Phillip.
Prepare to live deliciously.
It's got to be animated, though. I don't want to be
with her head down.
Dan taking it too far.
anti.
Come on, you laughed. Live deliciously.
laugh.
Push just the head down. Come on, that's a funny blowjob.
I just see Dan getting forced to do that. When
Then
you're
you-
pushing your own head down.
It's
Grab you
the
by the
hoof.
hand.
Picture the hoof coming up. Anyways, Todd, I gotta no sell shit all the fucking time. So that's our show, guys. We hope you had fun, and we will be back. Like I said, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. We've got a lot of uncensored content. We're getting ready to. We'll have the Jess Franco show up there. We are also doing a show on the Ilsa films, and those are going to be Patreon exclusive. So support us.
Well-
Doesn't take much.
And we're going to have outtakes, which are pretty fun.
Outtakes. Yes. A lot of outtakes for.
Well, relax, Dan.
Yeah.
Let them find out.
We'll let you find out. There's a lot of shit there for your money.
Spoiler Dan is not just a name.
On Facebook, join the Horror Cartel Flesh Wound Radio Facebook group. Also on Facebook, like the Flesh Wound Features page, and stalk us on Twitter and all of that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio, be sure to check out the Flesh Wound Features YouTube page and like and subscribe, guys. It really helps. We're brand new to YouTube, so this is we're YouTube virgins. So pop our cherries, hit the like button. Todd faps every time we get a like. So
I'm American. I masturbate or I jerk off.
there you go. So if you hit it,
Depending on his mood.
Yeah.
if you hit it, you're making Todd come. So there you go. Every time a
I
bell
never
rings,
want to hear Dan say make ever.
it's like every time a bell rings, an angel
And-
gets his wing.
and
Todd
Dan-
gets his nut when you hit the like button.
And Dan, that's completely inappropriate. This is not After Dark.
Oh well.
If you want
yeah.
more shit like that, though, After Dark is the place to find it.
Patreon. Yes, guys, where anything goes.
Dan Forgotten is already trying to get us kicked off YouTube. You stupid motherfucker.
It wasn't that bad. The cup would do it. All right.
Cheers.
Now I'm gonna blur that shit now too.
Yeah, blur that. shit.
Just have a blur when he comes. Did you ever watch the SCS with Bob when he flashes his chest? It's blurred. That was done for humor,
I got
not censorship.
He's got a penis right
Yeah.
This is-
All right, guys. We will see you here next time. Thank
All
you.
right.
Good night.
Adios.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
You have to do that, don't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
What did I do this time? Oh, I got the last good night in. Sorry, force of habit. Oh, well. You can edit it before then, and
If
you'll
you
get the
shut the fuck up, I can stop recording, Dan.